you play by your own rules, and a lot of heads would turn and look the other way. And that's what caused my brother's death.
Only on 2, the brother of the man killed by a reserve sheriff's deputy speaks out about the lack of training and oversight at the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office. I'm Karen Larson.
Good evening, I'm Brian Sanders. These systemic failures detailed in a report on the problems and shortcomings with the sheriff's office.
That 238 report saying, quote, individuals in leadership positions made unpredictable decisions and enforced punitive measures against individuals who disagreed with them, creating an atmosphere of distrust.
2 Works for You poured our resources into this report, and we begin our team coverage with anchor Stephen Romo live outside the sheriff's office. Stephen.
Yeah, Brian and Karen, a lot of anger over this report, in part because people in this building are tasked with keeping us safe. Now, this report shows lots of failures, starting from the top, going all the way down. And the shooting death of Eric Harris, for example, started a whirlwind of resignations and firings. Now we're getting an inside look about the failures that happen inside here and on the streets of Tulsa County. This body cam video now firmly etched in the minds of many Tulsans. Reserve Deputy Robert Bates says he was reaching for a taser when he shot and killed Eric Harris.
It breaks my heart.
Eric's brother Andre encouraged to see these findings come to light. Part of the report focuses on the agency's use of deadly force and the investigations afterwards. The report says, quote, the deputies consistently relayed that they would not know what to expect if they or another deputy were involved in a shooting. And, quote, the sergeants interviewed were equally unclear as to how the process would work.
I think that it should be very concerning to the community.
Attorney Dan Smolin represents many people with claims against the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office.
Probably hundreds of people that have been affected by what is being identified in the report.
Time and again, the report cites lack of training and lack of clear policies in several areas, including deadly incidents. Knowing his brother's death might bring change for the people of Tulsa County is helping Andre cope with the death and giving hope for a better future.
Hopefully, when the new sheriff comes in, they'll go by the book, hire qualified staff, and maybe prevent another Eric Harris from being killed, shot down in the streets like a dog.
Now, we've reached out to officials here at the Sheriff's Office. They're going to respond in the morning on 2 Works for You today from 5 to 7 a.m. And there is much more to this report. We head now to 2 Works for You reporter Nathan Edwards dealing with the jail angle of this report. What are you finding out, Nathan?
Well, Stephen, there are more than 50 pages dedicated to the jail alone, highlighting many of the concerns that are already playing out in federal court this week, but also lists recommendations on how to fix the problems.
I think this report validates and it opens up to say that there is a systematic problem.
A firm belief Mark Lewis has had for months now. We the People Oklahoma making their own recommendations, the report validating many of their concerns.
This is some of the stuff that we have been talking about for a long period of time.
One of the top concerns, who's running the jail? Right now it's a chief deputy. The report recommends the county hires a jail administrator instead.
And I think if we actually start to get someone in there who actually has knowledge on running the jail, you probably wouldn't see all these problems that are happening now.
But that will cost money. Funding is another concern in the report. The Safety Institute saying the jail should increase inmate housing rates and implement other cost-saving measures.
So I think what we really need is a forensic auditor to come in to look at these books and say, okay, is this a necessary expense?
A glaring expense is employee training. The jail having problems retaining detention officers due to a lack of promotion opportunities and low morale. The report says they can save $400,000 in training costs if they can keep employees around.
You have to kind of look at and say, okay, are we doing right by our own employees?
Mark Lewis knows it'll take time for change to take place, but he's hopeful the community's persistence will continue to pay off.
You know, and this is what happens, you know, when the community comes together and we kept putting pressure on them.
Well, we are continuing to pour all of our resources into this report, and we'll continue to bring you updates online and on air. Live in downtown Tulsa tonight, Nathan Edwards, 2 Works for You.